In today's video, we're checking out the world's smallest airsoft pistols. We are going to be starting out with this tiny gold Desert Eagle, and then throughout the video, working our way all the way up to this insane $170 gas blowback airsoft pistol. And I'm also going to be putting these tiny little airsoft pistols through the ringer with a chronograph and shooting test. Now let's get started. All right, guys. So first up in the video, we're going to be starting out with this $45 airsoft pistol, and it comes in a very suspicious little cardboard box. So without further ado, let's unbox it and check it out. All right, so here's the little breakdown of it right there. Pretty funny, but let's go check this guy out. Dude, look how small this thing is. What? Wait. Come on, get out of the bag. Oh! Okay, so first up, I have a Magnum Research tiny little gold Desert Eagle. This thing is absolutely hilarious. Look, it even like slides back, and you can actually put this on your keychain, which is really cool as well. Let's go check this out a little bit more. So obviously the first thing that's crazy about this guy is it is literally so small. It's not even the size of my palm of my hand. It's absolutely insane. Like a real Desert Eagle, if you pull back the slide and actually put this little button upward, you can actually lock back the whole slide, which actually looks pretty sick. And this guy actually comes with a functional hammer as well. As you can see, it's in the little back position right there. And if you do pull the trigger, it does actually work and the hammer goes back up, which is really cool. And last, but definitely one of the coolest things about this guy is it has a tiny little button on the side where you actually can press it, and then the magazine will actually come out. And there is a tiny little fake bullet in there, which is absolutely hilarious. The bullet is like so small, you can barely even see it. And obviously it's painted the same color as the magazine itself, so you can barely even see the bullet is in there, but you can actually take it out, which is pretty cool. There it is right there. Absolutely super small little bullet. All right, now I have a scale ready. I'm actually gonna weigh this guy to see how much this guy weighs. I'm so curious. Okay, this guy weighs a whole 2.7 ounces. That's crazy light. And for reference, this is what a standard airsoft pistol would weigh with an extended mag. About 2 pounds. All right, guys, up next we have the Tokyo Marui Curve Compact Carry Gas Airsoft Pistol, and this guy comes in at $74. All right, this guy is absolutely insane. Check this guy out. Super cool pistol. The packaging obviously is very awesome as well. We have it kind of in its own little like cutout section for this little cardboard backing. Very cool little unboxing experience with this guy. Compact Carry Gas Gun. Interesting. Let's see what we got. Maybe some BBs. Ooh, yep. All right, but this is the little magazine right here. Pretty sweet little design, as well as the actual airsoft gun itself. Definitely a very cool little design for this guy. This guy does have some very quirky stuff about it. Very cool little airsoft pistol. So one of the features that actually complements the name is it does have a little clip on the side right there. And then I imagine you can put that wherever you want, but probably most people would be putting this on their belt. Very interesting enough, this guy actually doesn't have any iron sights on the top, but if you look a little closer, there's these tiny little like engroovements on the top right there. So sort of what you're supposed to do, it's very hard obviously on the eyes because this guy is super small, but you're basically supposed to line the top white line up with those little engroovements on the top of this slide, and that's basically how you aim in with this guy. So I guess it gives you some sort of thing to aim through, but I wouldn't really consider those iron sights if you ask me. Airsoft pistols have that little button on the side normally where you actually release the magazine, but this guy's kind of interesting. Actually, to get the magazine out of this guy, you actually have to hold this little tab on the side of the magazine, and then you basically pinch both sides and you're able to actually take it out like so. Pretty interesting. And obviously you can see it is a gas blowback magazine. You put the gas down there. And this guy is a single stack magazine, so it probably holds like 7 to 10 BBs per magazine. You don't want to be worrying about a safety or pulling back the slide or anything to use this. So basically this guy's a double stage trigger. So as you can hear it right there, there's an initial first click, and then there is a second click when you rotate the trigger all the way back, and then that will actually activate the whole system and a BB will fire out. And of course, now let's actually get our scale and see how much this guy weighs. All right, this guy weighs 10.4 ounces, not even close to a pound. And of course, to fit the video's theme, I have a super tiny can of green gas as well. All right, but let's test this guy out real quick. For a 2-stage trigger, actually not too bad. You can shoot this guy pretty quick. Not too shabby. All right, so we have our chronograph all set up with .20 BBs, as well as our 50-foot shooting test. So let's go ahead and test this guy out. All right, so this guy's FPS is 213.2 with 0.42 joules. Now let's test this guy out at about 50 feet. Ooh, pretty accurate though. It does kind of shoot up a little bit, but not too bad. Okay. All right, and that is pretty much the whole magazine. So obviously I had to use these super quirky iron sights, and it's very, very hard to see. Definitely not the best system, but at least they painted this white line white, so it's a little bit easier to see, but definitely not easy by any means. But as you can see on the target, a very high quality tight gripping right here. Very nice from this guy. All right, guys, up next we have the Cybergun Colt .25 gas airsoft pistol, and this guy is by WeTech and comes in at $96. And I just noticed this guy actually has a little magnet on the box, so that's actually very cool. All right, but let's go ahead and check this guy out. Ooh, very professional. professional. We got a little Colt, probably owner's manual right here. Very nice. I'm not sure if this is like a myth or not, but you guys heard that like elephants, when they look at humans, they like think they're cute or something like that. This is like the same dopamine hit I get when an elephant sees a human, is like seeing a little tiny airsoft gun. It's absolutely hilarious seeing these guys. It's so funny looking. Very nice little like foam hard backing for this case. Nothing super fancy, but definitely very nice compared to most airsoft guns. And we got a little magazine and as well as the airsoft gun in there. That's pretty much it. Bro, this guy is absolutely tiny. I love this thing. So with this guy, you basically get the magazine out with this little button down there, and then that will release the little gas blowback magazine. Oh. I think this magazine holds about 5 or 7 shots. It is a single stack magazine, and you put the green gas at the bottom right there. You're actually able to cock the slide back like so. It does have some super small iron sights actually on the top right there. You can barely see them like squinting with your eyes on the top. The grip is absolutely tiny. Like I have like my full pinky not even on the grip. And of course we have to check how much this guy weighs. Let's check it out. Okay, this guy doesn't even weigh in at 1 pound. This guy weighs in at 0 pounds and 10.7 ounces. All right, but real quick, let's test out this guy's recoil. I feel so wrong like cocking this thing back. It's so small, dude. All right, let's see what this guy's got. Ooh. Not too bad. Whoa, that's definitely not right. 665.1 FPS with 4.1 joules? Definitely not right. Okay, let's test that one more time. Okay, there we go. That's more like it. 172.8 FPS with 0.28 joules. Definitely not the most convenient thing when your magazine only holds 5 shots. Overall, for this guy, it's, you know, it could be worse. You know, we got some on the target. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the target. We missed 3 down here and as well got 1 up there, but we did have to load the magazine 3 different times to get basically 2 magazines worth of shots on the target. So, you know, it basically shoots well like 66% of the time, but, you know, it's not too bad for 50 feet. All right, guys, next up, we have the V10 Bulldog Compact. This guy's coming in at $117. And obviously, you guys probably guessed it. My favorite feature about this box is the little picture of a bulldog with its tongue out. Absolutely hilarious. We got the really like modern kind of nice like owner's manual from V10 and some QR codes to find out obviously more details about your airsoft gun. We got this guy in titanium gold color, which is super sick. It definitely fits the name perfectly, Bulldog, for this guy. And obviously we got a really nice magazine right here, kind of like a little stubby design, and you put the green gas down there. And I'm not exactly sure how, but it looks like you have some kind of like grip extension down here you can put right there. So that's a pretty cool little feature it comes with. It actually feels like this thing weighs as much as all of the previous ones combined and probably times 2. This thing is an absolute brick. And this is like just big enough where if I force all my fingers up, I could probably barely fit them all in the actual grip. I'm not sure if there's too many attachments that are going to be small to fit on this little tiny rail segment up there, but you could probably fit a super small laser or something like that. So this guy has a full actual metal slide and the actual body itself is plastic. This guy has a super thin trigger as well as a very long trigger pull. This thing overall looks pretty nice, but for some reason the like green on the iron sights, it kind of just looks like they cheaped out on them. I'm not really sure why, but don't look the best. It does actually have a ambidextrous safety on either side, so there is off safe, and then there is on safe right there when you put it to the downward position like that. All right, we got the chunky boy, the Bulldog. How much will this guy weigh? Let's check it out. And this guy weighs in at a grand total of 1 pound and 10.8 ounces. I definitely have a lot of faith with this guy having a crazy kickback just because that slide is just so chunky sounding. All right, let's do this thing. Woo! You can see my whole like kind of like, you know, hand and forearm go back too. Not too bad for an airsoft gun. All right, it's Bulldog time. Let's check this guy out. All right, this guy's shooting 254.1 FPS with 0.6 joules. Now let's check out the shooting test and see what this guy's got. Whoa, okay, shooting way more down than I thought. Weird, okay. So I'm basically aiming straight to the middle of the target with the iron sight, so the BBs are like barely getting to the edge of the target, so not too good. Definitely when I started aiming up around this area, obviously the groupings started to get a lot better. Not the best by any means. Definitely was expecting a little bit more from this guy. But at least if you get yourself in a sticky situation, this guy does shoot pretty quick. All right, guys, next up, get into some fancy stuff. This is the Detonics .45 Combat Master by Tokyo Marui. And this guy comes in at $125. I think this one might be my favorite. Obviously, I like the design for the magnet one, for the Colt pistol and stuff like that, but this one overall just kind of looks very aesthetically pleasing for the little picture they used on the actual front of this guy. Looks like it has the owner's manual right there. Very nice. Damn, okay. It has like this very nice, like a fake, like felt kind of sheet on the backing, just kind of making it look like a nicer presentation when you first unbox this guy. Definitely very cool. All right, so first first thing I kind of noticed, this guy has some cool, like maybe like 4 or 5 little blades in the trigger. It weirdly enough kind of helps your finger grip the actual trigger if you would ever want that. So I guess that's a weird little feature it comes with. And then they did something interesting with the iron sights as well. They actually moved the iron sights from the back, almost the middle of the airsoft gun. So that's definitely an interesting feature they did. I know this thing actually probably appears to be full metal, but this thing is actually full plastic, including the slide up here. But of course, this guy is a miniature in like 1911 basically, so the magazine isn't quite the same size as the standard one. So this guy holds about 22 BBs, not 30. All right, but how much will this guy weigh? This one weighs in at 1 pound and 6.4 ounces. All right, but now for the recoil, let's test this guy out. That's crispy. Okay, I was hating on that like kind of like edged like trigger design, but honestly kind of feels pretty nice when you're shooting it. This guy's shooting very snappy. I really like it. Definitely very nice. All right, so this guy's shooting 222.6 FPS with 0.46 joules. All right, let's see what this puppy's got. Ooh, yeah, it's crispy. Ooh, bullseye? Now that is mama spaghetti. So basically we got a super nice gripping for this guy. And yeah, I think all 10 shots on the target. We even got a bullseye, 10 points in the very middle. This guy's definitely shooting very, very nice. Now let's see how fast this puppy shoots. Very nice. All right, guys, one of my favorites coming up next. This one is the Umarex Glock 42, and this guy is by VFC. It's got some really cool features of the actual airsoft gun on the side right there. Pretty sweet little box, but besides that, it's pretty much just like a standard little cardboard box. Ooh, I love the little small airsoft guns. It's so funny. I've obviously had the pleasure to shoot a whole bunch of airsoft Glocks as well as some real steel ones too, but this one definitely takes the cake for the smallest airsoft Glock I've ever seen. Okay, so I've never actually held a Glock 42, and this thing is absolutely hilarious. The only real features of this guy that don't feel like shrunken down and like thinned out are basically the iron sights, the trigger, and maybe like the magazine release. But besides that, everything kind of feels more like thin and like shrunken down. Pretty cool though. But aside from its size, this guy basically works like a normal Glock. And unlike standard gas blowback magazines, you actually put the green gas at the upper part of the magazine where the gas release valve is. And this guy actually is a double stack magazine, but you're only really able to pull the tab to the like halfway position. So this guy probably only holds like 10 shots. Okay, this guy weighs 0 pounds and 13.1 ounces. So definitely pretty lightweight with this guy. It feels like pretty compact and nice, just enough weight to make it feel high quality. All right, let's get this guy with some green gas in there and see how it shoots. Ooh, not too bad. Obviously, because the slide is a lot like, you know, less mass going back and forth compared to like a standard like Glock 17 or 19, it does feel like a lot less recoil than the standard like, you know, Elite Force or VFC Glocks you would shoot, but definitely not too bad for a little Glock. All right, let's see what we got with this guy. Only got that 2-finger grip. Let's check it out. All right, we got 226 FPS flat with 0.47 joules. Oop, that was to the left. There we go. There we go. Oop, that was to the left again. Weird. So for this guy, I was aiming the iron sights directly at the middle of the target right there, and we got a little weird gripping of 2 right there, as well as 1 up there. And for the rest of the shots, looks like we got a nice little gripping to the slightly to the leftist center of the target right there. Let's see how fast this guy will shoot. Rip my boy, I don't know what just happened. All right, guys, here is the grand finale of the video. This guy is the Marui V10 Ultra Compact .45. And this guy comes in at a staggering $170. Obviously, very simple box, but kind of straight to the point, very professional look to it, and obviously has a really cool little glow with the actual lettering right there for the name of this guy. All right, guys, but this is what the finale airsoft gun looks like. Definitely one of my favorites of the video so far. Looks like this is a little accessory box in this little black box right there. And then on top, it looks like it comes with a little like red dot sight or micro pro sight like mount to basically replace this back iron sight with like a red dot sight or something like that. So pretty cool. Well, you got a whole bunch of stuff in here, damn. But looks like, again, like the other pistol, we have those replacement feeding lips in case one of those snaps off of the magazine. Looks like we also have a bag of BBs, a little safety barrel plug right there as well. And it looks like it just slides out of this little guy right there. It's pretty simple. You just basically slide out that back iron sight, slide this guy in, and then you basically just mount up and screw up your red dot sight. So this guy, obviously following like the other airsoft pistol in the video, is a compact one, but this guy actually feels the most natural in my hand. They actually designed the grip to actually have a place for each one of your fingers. It actually is quite comfortable and actually makes it it feel like the most like real size airsoft pistol, if you will. And this guy has some really cool cutouts on the end of the slide right there, as well as some really cool little holes actually on the outer barrel, kind of making it look like an exhaust. And actually on the outer barrel of this guy, it says danger exhaust port. So that's actually a really cool little design they put on there. This guy does have a full plastic body, but actually does feel pretty heavy. So I think it's because of those metal internals in there. You put the green gas down there like most other airsoft pistols, and this guy is a full double stack magazine. So hopefully we could fit about 25 shots in this guy. And as well as having a super light slide being plastic, this guy does have a super light trigger as well. So that's kind of nice. It's going to be super nice to shoot this guy, I bet. All right, but we got our scale set up. How much does this guy weigh? This one definitely might be one of the heavier ones in the video. This guy is a whole 1 pound and 8.8 ounces. All right, let's test out the recoil real quick and see how it shoots. Ooh. Tokyo Marui does such a great job with their slide design. Because it is plastic, it is like super lightweight. So obviously the slide rotation is super fast, but yet they still make it feel like a nice kickback feel, and obviously feel very crispy when you're shooting it. That's what I'm looking for. That's the good stuff. Yeah, all right. Okay, this one definitely shoots pretty good. Let's check it out. Looks like this guy's shooting 234.8 FPS with 0.51 joules. Weirdly enough, this guy actually doesn't have any like painted like circles on the iron sight, so it is a little bit difficult to see, but we'll try my best. Ooh, that's nice. All right, but that is our gripping right there. Very solid. We got one little miss outside of the target, but as far as all the other shots, as you can see, a very nice little gripping throughout the target. You definitely would have liked to expect that with the most expensive one in the video. All right, now to see how fast this guy will shoot. Don't you guys love seeing that gas spew out of gas bulb like airsoft guns when they're shooting? Definitely one of my favorite features about the gas airsoft guns.